This is part 7 of my soon-to-be published book, Becoming You, on self-compassion. Self-compassion without self-indulgence. And in the last few videos, we've been exploring some difficult territory together, understanding the inner critic, learning to reparent our emotional world. And today we arrive at a subject that I think is one of the most important ideas in psychology, self-compassion. Ask most people what they think self-compassion means, and they'll tell you, often a little apologetically, that it sounds like letting yourself off the hook, like lowering your standards, like the kind of gentle self-indulgence that feels pleasant for a moment, while everything that actually needs attention goes quietly unaddressed. Many people secretly believe that if they are kind to themselves, they will become lazy, they will lose their ambition, they will simply stop trying. And so they hold on to harshness, believing it is what keeps them moving forward. And I want to spend some time in this video showing you that why that belief, however understandable, is not actually true. And let me say clearly what self-compassion is not. It is not feeling sorry for yourself, playing the victim. It's not making excuses. It's not pretending that things do not matter. Self-compassion simply means responding to your own suffering with the same understanding you would naturally offer someone you love. That is all it is. And yet for many people, offering themselves that same understanding feels like one of the hardest things they'll ever do. And I want you to introduce you a distinction here that I think is the real heart of this entire chapter. The opposite of self-compassion is not self-discipline. The opposite of self-compassion is self-condemnation. And in the same way, the opposite of self-indulgence is not harshness. It is the kind of loving, clear-eyed care that a genuinely good parent offers. A parent who asks something real of a child while never once attacking them for being human. A healthy inner voice is neither harsh nor permissive. It combines warmth with wisdom, encouragement with accountability. Here is a sentence I want you to take away from this video, at least more than any other. Real self-compassion does not ask less of you, it simply asks without attacking you. And that is a very different understanding of compassion from the one most of us grew up with. Let me show you what I mean with an image. Imagine a child falling while learning to ride their bicycle. They are frightened, their knees grazed. Would you shout at them? Would you list every mistake they made on the way down as they fell? Or would you comfort them first, help them back to their feet, and then once they feel soothed and safe again, encourage them to try again? Nobody with healthy instincts would choose the first response, and yet that first response of shouting, listing failures, demanding immediate correction is exactly how many of us treat ourselves every single day. And this is where the difference between compassion and permission becomes so important. Compassion says, I understand why this happened. Permission says, it does not matter. Those are not the same thing, even though they can sound similar from the outside. Compassion says, you made a mistake. The critic says, you are a mistake. The nurturing parent says, let us learn from this. Compassion creates the safety that allows honest reflection. Permission simply avoids the reflection altogether. There is something worth understanding about why compassion actually works better than criticism, even for the specific goal of growth and self-improvement. Criticism creates fear. Fear reduces our capacity to learn because a frightened mind is focused on protection, not curiosity. Compassion creates safety. Safety increases curiosity. And curiosity is what actually produces growth. People grow best when they feel emotionally safe enough to fail. Not safe from consequences, but safe enough that failure does not become a referendum on their entire worth as a person. I want to talk about language for a moment, because the words we use with ourselves are not neutral. They shape the relationship. Instead of saying, I have failed again, try saying today did not go as planned. What can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I'm useless, try saying, I'm finding this difficult. Notice the difference. The first set of phrases describes your entire identity. The second set describes a single event. That shift from identity to experience changes everything about how the moment feels on the inside. And I also want to address a genuine misunderstanding that gets in the way of this kind of work. Many people believe the opposite of self-criticism is simply giving themselves whatever they want in the moment. But a wise parent does not give a child everything they ask for. They help the child receive what they genuinely need. Your inner nurturing voice works the same way. It asks, what do I actually need right now? Not simply, what do I feel like doing right now? Sometimes what you want is to stay in bed. Sometimes what you need is to get up and do the thing that matters to you. Real self-compassion is honest enough to tell the difference. This means healthy compassion includes accountability. Sometimes the wiser part of you needs to say, we are going for that walk. We are apologizing. We are resting because we actually need to. We are turning the phone off. Love includes limits. It always has. A parent who never says no is not more loving. They're simply more permissive. And permissiveness in the long run does not serve the people we love, including ourselves. And I want to finish with a thought about strength, because I think compassion is one of the most underestimated forms of it. Compassion is not soft. It takes real courage to stay kind towards yourself after you've made a genuine mistake, when every old habit is pulling you towards self-condemnation. It takes wisdom to keep encouraging yourself when progress feels slower than you would like. It takes strength to keep growing without ever abandoning yourself along the way. That combination, warmth held together with honesty, is what emotional maturity actually looks like. The inner critic believes that criticism is what creates change, but people change most deeply when they feel understood. Not excused, but understood. Compassion does not remove responsibility for what needs to change. It makes responsibility safe enough to actually embrace. And that safety is what finally makes lasting change possible. So I want to leave you with a simple practice for this week. Each evening, ask yourself these questions. Where today was I compassionate towards myself? Where was I overly critical? Did I confuse compassion with making excuses? Did I confuse accountability with some kind of self-punishment? And if I was speaking to someone I deeply loved in exactly my situation, what would I have said to them? In the next video, we will move outward into the relationships around you. We explore boundaries and what it really means to let other people finally know who you are. I hope you will join me for that, and I'll see you then.